How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my FIFA 17 Fulham career mode. This is episode 37 now, and in the previous episode we took 4 points in our two Premier League games with a victory against Crystal Palace and a draw against Southampton. Today we have our replay at the KCOM Stadium in the FA Cup against Hull. Of course, 1-1 last time out, and this time looking to go one step further and book our place into the quarter-finals. That would be great for us if we can do that. Interesting, the team obviously rested from the previous fixture against Southampton. However, you can see that they're still not fully fit. Even though they played Palace on Saturday, just 5 or 6 days later, still not fully recovered, which is slightly concerning for this game. But we did the best we can, and obviously the substitutes not looking too happy either. So I'm going to make that change. Bettinelli will start in goal. A little bit of a gamble there. We know Donnarumma is obviously a very good goalkeeper. Let's see. But you guys want Bettinelli to play, and so Bettinelli will get his opportunity. If he loses this game, he's never playing again. Just saying. Unless it's not his fault. But there you go. Hopefully this team's stamina will be enough to prevail over Hull City. Let's jump straight into it. And so here we are then, live from the KCOM Stadium for Hull City versus Fulham in this 5th round replay. Both teams looking for a spot in the quarter-final. Of course, that's what's at stake in today's game. In the previous fixture, we took the lead and then instantly Hull City equalised. We'll be looking to take the lead again today, and not go to extra time this time round, is what I was trying to say. We'll get the words out there. You should have just seen the rest of the draws there. It looks like every other game has actually been played and we're the last ones to play. So there's the Hull City lineup. Looks very similar to the one that started against us a week ago. Mike Phelan, of course, the man in charge. And Bakani up front, and Ryan Mason, who did grab the equaliser. Nothing too indifferent there. Of course, we will take a quick look at our lineup, but of course we do indeed know what that is. And this time, Marcus Bettinelli finally gets his game. Still can't believe that I forgot to do it in the last fixture, but you never know if we'd have been here today or not should I have done that. Everything else remains the same. Of course, Henry Lansbury grabbing himself a goal in the previous episode. Hopefully, he can do that again today. So we do know that on his right foot from outside the box, he can strike a good finish. We shall see. If the opportunity arises, he can do it again. Let's go. A semi-final we'd really like to get to, and Hozabed will look for us to book our place in the quarter-final, because 4 minutes in here at the KCOM, Hozabed has given us a lead as he runs over to celebrate with his fans. He does like scoring in the FA Cup, I tell you. I think that's his third now in 4 games, in 3 rounds essentially. He scored in the round against Cardiff, he scored in the round against Arsenal, and he's now scored here in the round against Hull. Didn't score in the previous fixture, but he's put one in here. There was a low-driven shot towards the left-hand side of the goal. Wonderful strike. I think the cross run of Aluko and Kenny was quite clever there. It just sort of sighted Marshall a little bit. He wasn't really able to see where the ball was going, and that one has travelled into the back of the net, and that is the best start we wanted. Hozabed, his 3rd goal in the FA Cup. 5 minutes, we're into the lead, 1-0. Sobi. Nice little 1-2 with Hozabed. And a good run being made by Odoi. Wasn't the best of passes. Odoi still has the ball here and can't eventually finds Cabano. Cabano turns inside. He's going to squeeze a shot away here, but defended well. 2 minutes have been added on, and I don't think that'll be enough for Marshall to come forward with the ball. It's not. The referee calls for half-time, and a bit more of a positive first half here. In our first round, in the first leg, in the first attempt against Hull, we were level at the break, but this time, thanks to a strike from Hozabed inside 5 minutes, we take the lead. We've been a bit more solid defensively, still a little bit of issues at the back, but Hull City haven't really created any chances to take any opportunities with that. So, at half-time then, Hull City 0, Fulham 1. Just another result then, and surprisingly, Brentford are defeating Aston Villa by a goal to 0. That's quite nice for us. We'd of course rather get Brentford in the next round as opposed to Villa. No changes made by Hull. Our players of course looking a little bit tired, which shouldn't be because they didn't play against Southampton, so the substitutes who did play aren't going to be that fresh of an impact. So we're going to have to hold off for as long as possible, but with the way Hull City can go forward, I think we will have to make a substitution at some point. However, Rob Holding here is going to go away with this. Chip through ball to Aluko. Aluko's not going to give that up. In fact, he's going to play it across now to Hosbed, and Hosbed's actually going to take a strike and force a save by Marshall. Great play there, Holding to Aluko. Aluko knew when it was time to pass, probably wanted the pass back, but Hosbed's just in great form at the minute. He felt confident there. He has won us a corner, of course. Sobey to take that corner. And it's whipped in. I think in the end it was actually Sigurdsson who got the last touch on that one. Not the best of headers. Easy save for Marshall in net. Not the goalkeeper Marshall, the other Marshall. And it's a nice ball forward. Looking for Mbakani. Oh, Van Aken. I thought he'd scored that. They've given it. Have they given it offside or is it a goal kick? It's been given as a goal kick. I just need to have another look at this because... Oh wow, well from initial thought it went in. He hit it with some pace that and it just rattled the side name, which got very confusing there. I thought they'd actually equalised there, so we've got to be a little bit careful here because Hull now starting to threaten the goal. Apparently for Cabano, which is not true, but Aluko's won. Hosbed's won the ball here. Is Lansbury back to McDonald? Lansbury into Tom Kearney. Tom Kearney into Hosbed. Could be a foul, but McDonald from outside the area. Comfortable save by Marshall, really, in the end. Kearney to Bunnywell. Good run being made by Lansbury here. Has Lansbury got the strength? Yes, Lansbury. Still going. Still Lansbury. It's going to take a crack here. Lansbury! Oh, and it's nearly creeped in at that far post, you know. Wasn't expecting it to be that great of a shot, but it's a good effort from him from long range. He's good at that. Good strength to hold off the defender. It was a bit of a tight angle. Just whips it across the face of goal, and it's very close to curling into that corner. Just needed a little bit more movement. Snodgrass has made way for Al Mohammadi. Lansbury's giving it away again, really. His passing's been a little bit poor. Here's Marshall. Davis, I think it was with the shot. Curtis Davis, who's come forward, hits it straight off Rob Holding. The goalkeeper's up now. This could be the last action of the half. It's a corner kick in. It's away by Bunnywell. Can we get it away even further? Hull still with possession. Here's Maguire. Oh, it's still Maguire. Big save, Bettinelli. That could have just put us into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Hull still have a corner, though. This is not over just yet. We've got to defend this one. Marshall is with the corner. Tom Huddleston is who's there. Someone got a header on it. I think it was Ryan Mason. And Bettinelli will boot that one at field. And referee calls for full time. And at the second time of asking, we've managed to defeat Hull City in the round of 16. We're through to the last 8 of the FA Cup. Thanks to an early strike from Hosbed that put us in front. And pretty much the same as the reverse fixture. Hull just fought back and fought back. And this time, Bettinelli grabs himself a clean sheet on his opportunity in this match. And we've come away with the victory. Very, very happy with that one. Thank you to Hosbed for grabbing himself a goal. It's finished here at the KCOM in the 5th round of the FA Cup. We're through to the quarterfinals. Hull City 0, Fulham 1. And that was just the result we wanted. We'll see. Brentford couldn't carry on with the lead at Villa, so they've got into extra time. We'll have a look to see how that's happened. We'll advance forward to Leicester, and then we'll go and take a look at the remaining fixtures. You could see a couple have popped up there. I think Liverpool and United are both through. We get another 114,000 for advancing. Rod Holding is happy for the playing time that he gets. That's why we've kind of brought him into the club, essentially. So that's interesting. Still saying that we've got a press conference now. However, we've now got a game against Leicester, so it's all go here. We'll take a look at the draw after the game against Leicester, just to make sure it has been done. Tim Ream would like to discuss his wages. Youth they're not happy with, but okay. Tim Ream wants to discuss his wages. I'll go and take a quick look at that, and I shall be right back. So I have offered Ream a contract extension. He's already got just over a year left, but he wants an extra £4,500. But I've dropped his squad role down to squad rotation player because at the minute, unfortunately for him, that's all he's going to be. So whether he'll accept that or not, we'll see. Speaking of squad rotation, as you can see, players still quite tired from the game against Hull. So I'm going to go rotate the team a little bit, and I'll see you at the start of the game. So then back to Premier League action following the successful FA Cup victory. We'll put the FA Cup on the back burner for just a little bit and focus on securing a Champions League spot. And our next opponents are Leicester City. We are struggling a lot with fitness here today. Leicester down in 15th place, so feeling a little bit confident there. United have won their game, so we've got a game in hand on them. So we do need all 3 points here today, but it's going to be difficult because you still hit, as you can still see, still one of the best defensive teams, and Crystal Palace have actually dropped out after we netted 3 against them. Spurs have popped up there now in 5th. We're a couple of goals ahead of United as well, so they have played an extra game, so it looks like they might have conceded 2 goals in that game, and yet still came out victors. So United going well in front of goal. Here's our sort of rotated lineup. Ream comes in defence. Rossi comes in over on the right hand side. Johansson and Iheanacho start up front. Very impressed with Rossi in his first game, and Ream, of course, we know is a very good player for us. So just resting a couple of players. They weren't all that tired, but they weren't all that fresh either. So quite hard to rotate the side there when you haven't got a fresh player to rotate it with. Which is why I said, we are struggling with a little bit of depth when we have these back-to-back fixtures. So replays, not really what we want, but fortunately, there could only be one more of those. And once you get to the semi-final, there is no replays. So there's the Leicester City lineup. Very standard by that. Jovetic up front is, of course, we saw him sign from Inter on deadline day. Jamie Vardy then makes the bench. Could be interesting having Jovetic up front, of course. A very, very good player. So, of course, Mahrez also lines up. So this could be a tough test against Leicester City here. We're not at full strength. We're not at full stamina. So we shall have to see if we can grind out a victory. We do. If we want to keep that gap to 3 points on United, we do have to pick up all 3 points here. Rossi with a ball in. Oh, and Iheanacho there again. How many times have Rossi and Iheanacho popped up? Rossi still looking for his first goal contribution here. He's now played 2 games professionally, and could have had a goal and assist in the previous game. Could have quite easily had an assist there. Here is Rossi. Where's he going to go with this one? He's going to pass it out. Cabano's going to stab it forward. Not very comfortable for Schmeichel. Oh, Iheanacho's done very... Oh, Iheanacho. I was about to say he's done very well. He did do very well to create the space, but what on earth was that? When he got in there, I'm not quite sure what Huth is doing, but look at the time and space he's got there. He's got to be putting that at least on target. I'd be expecting him to pop that one in the back of the net. But to miss it by that margin is not great at all. Rossi up top to Iheanacho, needs a runner. He's got one in Sobi. Sobi just going to hold off the run. Anyone to find support to? Lansbury, can he pop home a goal? Oh! And we know he can strike them from there. But this time it hit the post, I think. Very good shot. It was just curling away from the goalkeeper, but it also was curling towards that post, and as it just curled slightly too much, hit the outside of the post and goes away for a goal kick. If it had hit the inside of the post, could have quite easily swept in there, but great effort by Lansbury from outside the edge again. Definitely know we've got to utilise those more often. So we'll flick it forward. It's going to go out for a throw-in. Referee says that it's time to take that throw-in. Not quite sure what the point of it is, but we'll knock it forward. And as we try to knock it forward into Lansbury, referee then finally calls for half-time. So a bit of a quiet first half, really, and the only chance really falling to Lansbury quite late on there when he hit the post. Leicester had a few opportunities of their own, but most of them went wide or were saved by Donnarumma. Nothing much to shout about here in the first half. And at half-time, it's Fulham 0, Leicester City 0. So we will just, of course, cover those other results. At half-time, Arsenal 2, Villa 1, and Everton 1, Sunderland 1. Stoke, West Ham, and Swansea, West Brom all play later on. But none of those games really affecting us too much there. Of course, well, apart from, of course, the Arsenal match. Potentially the Stoke one as well, but we shall have to wait and see on that result. So, with Arsenal winning, and I can see them holding on to that win, we need 3 points here against Leicester, at least 1 point. We definitely can't lose this game. Come on, another goal at the Emirates, is it? It's the 3rd goal for Arsenal. Not the equaliser from Villa that we were hoping for, so Arsenal probably picking up 3 points here, and if we're not careful, Mendy, it was Armati even, it was Mendy who created the opportunity, but it was Armati in the end with the shot. Fortunately went wide. Mendy has now made way for Quintero. Ooh, Jefferson Quintero, an interesting substitution. The half-mile marks pass, we forgot to make the change, but next time the ball goes out of play, we'll look at that. Great run being made by Bettinelli here. I thought it might have been Rossi, but it's not. It's Bettinelli, and we know he's got good feet. And he'll play it out to Rossi, and just before he pulls his shot away, Musa intercepts. Inacho on the edge. Again, he can't get his shot away. Goes down, not injured, fortunately. Leicester come away with it. Fuchs forward to Slimani. They've calmed down since they picked up those 2 yellow cards, both Slimani and Fuchs. Can't remember who the third one was, but he hasn't done too much either. Here's Musa now, though. Oh, still Musa. It's a good run by Musa. Oh, well, he had to score. I think it was Armati. He had to score. I was expecting it to be 1-0 there. There's nobody defending, and he's hit it poorly in the end, straight at Donnarumma, surprisingly. Here's Slimani, though. Another big hand by Donnarumma in net, and we are just holding on to this point so far. Leicester putting us under a lot of pressure here. We are into stoppages. Leicester had a corner kick which we were able to deal with. Mexa comes onto the field of play. We've got ourselves a throw-in, but I don't think there's not going to be any time to go forward because referee blows for full time. So, not a bad effort really. We'll happily take a point, but Arsenal did pick up 3, which means they could go ahead of us. There were no real opportunities from us really. We're just struggling with fitness thanks to the replay against Hull. A compact fixture list is taking an effect on us, but we've squeezed out a 0-0 draw, particularly at the end, where really Donnarumma kept us in it again. And I know I keep saying it, but this is why he gets the nod over Bettinelli so often. So, a disappointing game really. No goals to show for you, unfortunately, and it's finished at full time. Fulham 0, Leicester City 0. So then, just to confirm that Arsenal beat Villa by 3-1, and Everton also picked up a victory in 2-1 against Sunderland. Hopefully, West Ham took some points off Stoke. And as you can see on screen now, our next game is an FA Cup Quarter Final against QPR. Fortunately, it does look like it's a couple of days away. So we will advance forward, just so that we get there, and then we will take a look at the league table and also the draw for the round. Of course, obviously we got QPR, but we'll have a look at the other results as well. As Rossi goes up to a 58 there, Donnarumma's so close to an 85 rated goalkeeper. Looks like we've got a week's break, which is always nice. Hopefully that will fully recover the side. I will actually take a quick look at that just to make sure everyone is fully fit for this game. There, we've got Tim Ream's actually accepted his offer, even though I've lowered his squad role to just a squad rotation player. He's actually accepted that contract, so that's very nice. Keep him on the books for a little bit. Only a 3.5, I think it was. Yeah, 3.5 in the end, from 16.5 to 20,000 pay rise. So, okay, couple of players a little bit tired, but not too bad, really. So that'll be the lineup we'll go for. And in fact, I'm tempted because this is QPR. We will throw Bettinelli in net for that one as well. And this time, I won't forget. So we'll take a quick look at the remaining draws for the FA Cup. The other quarterfinals then. Sheffield Wednesday will play West Ham. West Ham defeated Swansea and Sheffield defeated Wolves to get there. We of course play QPR, who defeated, is that Bradford? I'm not too sure there. Manchester United versus Palace on the other side of the draw. United beat Newcastle, and it was Palace actually who beat Liverpool on penalties. And then Middlesbrough versus Villa. Villa went on to beat Brentford in a penalty shootout, and Middlesbrough beat Rotherham 1-0. So that's the draw for the FA Cup. Some interesting sides left. Not really many big sides apart from United left in it, so that could be all ours. But we'll take a look at the Premier League table. United, of course, now 4 points clear at the top of the table, and we have been overtaken by Arsenal, and rightly so really. Arsenal putting some good results in the recent fixtures, and we've just been struggling a little bit. So that point against Leicester has dropped us down to 3rd place, but 3rd place is happy. There's just 11 games to go as well. Spurs are in 4th and Chelsea in 5th on goal difference. Stoke City there still in 6th place, still hovering, along with Palace and Liverpool all now joint on points. West Ham up into 9th. City have dropped 10th. They are struggling. Sunderland, Watford, Everton, Swansea and West Brom now up to 15th. They must have picked up a good result somewhere. Leicester in 16th. Villa have dropped back down to that relegation zone, although currently off it in 17th. But it's all to play for, really, for that final spot of relegation, which currently sees Southampton occupying it. Burnley and Reading remain bottom, and I think it's probably over for them. But still, 11 games to go. Even Reading can get out of that one, but They're just not picking up any points. So, very interesting at the top of the table, very tight as well, but we remain in third place. Now, we've slipped from second to third, but still a Champions League spot we'll be very happy with. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like on it. Why not subscribe as well if you're new around here? And until next time, goodbye.